Hi everyone, it's Tawney. We will see how far we can get in this video before things implode. My boyfriend's nephew is staying the night with us, so they're downstairs sleeping. I'm guessing they're still sleeping. It's hard doing YouTube when no one really knows you do YouTube, and then you have to, like, I guess hide it. I don't know. And not that, like, to say I'm ashamed of it or anything. It's just sort of awkward to talk about, especially when, like, I haven't uploaded in a couple months and, like, I only get a couple people watch each video, and, like, I'm not this crazy talented YouTuber that is worth watching, and, you know, all of that fun stuff that comes with being an amateur. Things have been kind of crazy for me lately, and I really wanted to sit down and film a video. I've been wanting to film for a long time, and then I just, like, for a while I lost inspiration, and then I got busy, and that was sort of during the whole lost inspiration period as well. And then I just was like, well, I haven't uploaded last month, so what's the point of uploading this month? And then that kind of spiraled until now it's October 5th. And I feel terrible because it's like, if you're gonna do this, and especially since I did it so consecutively for like 4 years, or at least close to 4 years, pretty much 4 years. And I just kind of like, if you're gonna do it, you need to do it. You know what I mean? All right, I wanted to just do a plain old ordinary get ready with me. I know I do that a lot. Easiest content to make. Just easy to sit down, chit chat in front of a camera and put on makeup. But I figure this is the best way to update you guys on what's been going on, what my plans are, how I'm feeling, all that stuff. Sorry the lighting is so poopy. I have a window, like, literally right there, and I have to, like, rearrange the whole room in order to, like, face the desk into the mirror, like the window, essentially. And I'm so stubborn, I don't want to do it. So I'm just sitting here having poor light come in from this side while I have a ring light coming in from, like, diagonally, and then no light coming in from over here other than that window that's not really doing anything other than just, like, being too bright in the background. It's a whole thing. If you can't tell that I'm an amateur, this should be proof enough for you. I just used the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I haven't put on makeup in a long time either, so that's why I sort of want to put on makeup. I want to talk about stuff. I want to film for YouTube. I think I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. That's what it's called. It's, like, my favorite foundation. I don't know if it's my, like, all-time favorite foundation, but my face always looks really nice whenever I wear it. And that's kind of what I'm going for today, because I want to look nice. It's supposed to be like 72, 73, 74 maybe degrees today, which is not too hot, but it's hot enough that I'm going to sweat. And I'm wearing a sweatshirt today because it's supposed to be like 61, 62 while I leave, but then, like, halfway through the day it's going to get hot. So I have to, like, plan the outfit accordingly, and I hate that. Like, and it's been like that around here for the last, like, 2-3 weeks, where it'll be nice and cool in the morning, almost too cold in my opinion. If it's below 60 degrees, it's too cold, and I've never been to Florida, but I'm a Florida girl at heart. But and then it'll get, like, roasting hot midway through the day, and it'll be one of those, like, 75-degree days where it feels like it's like 90 degrees. So it's, like, not even a comfortable 70, where it's just, like, hot. And I like the heat, so I'm not complaining about that. My only problem is that, like, when it goes from cold in the morning to hot in the afternoon or warm in the afternoon, and you're, like, dressed for the freezing cold. Like, at my new job, which I'll get to that, I will wear, like, a sweatshirt or a sweater or something long sleeved, or, like, a jacket that, like, matches the outfit, that, like, you need the jacket to complete the look, kind of a thing. And then it'll get really hot, and then I'm like, well, if I take it off, I'm gonna look stupid. But if I don't take it off, I'm gonna sweat, and I'm gonna feel those, like, sweat beads rolling down my back, and then I'm gonna feel all gross and disgusting. I placed an order on Temu, and I ordered a desk fan. So I've only had it yesterday. It was my first day with it because my package came in Thursday night. I'm going to use the True Skin High Coverage Concealer from Catrice because I don't use it enough. I got it so late after it came out because they stopped selling Catrice at Ulta, and you literally have to get it on Amazon or their website. And I don't even shop Amazon that often. So I had to like place, I think it was an Amazon order. I don't think it was a Catrice order. But I had to like place an order just so I could get it because everyone's raving about it and I don't have it. And I got FOMO real bad, if you can't tell. I know I've mentioned it before in my videos. This weather has been like driving me nuts, and we've had like 2 straight months of 90-degree weather where it's been dry, no rain, it's just heat. And luckily it hasn't been real like humid, so it's not as miserable as it could be. I live about like mid-level of the United States. I'm not saying what state I live in or anything, but like mid-level, and I live in like a mountainy area. Everyone's been complaining about the heat. I've been loving the heat. I mean, it's miserable when, you know, you're out and about for your job or you're outside doing something and it's like 90,000 degrees and you feel like the beginning scene of Terminator 2. And I mean, I get it. I understand. And I'm not saying that those people don't have valid opinions and their emotions aren't valid in that respect. But I don't think it's like that bad. Like, it could be snowy and icy and you could have a hard time getting home and you could have to shovel your driveway and you could have the power lines go down because of the snow just sitting on them. Like, I know that the heat and all of that can cause those things too, but like, snow is just stupid and I hate it, and I will always vouch for summer any day. I have recently decluttered some of my products and I rearranged my powder drawer. So now I'm like, oh, what's going on in there? But I'm getting out my good old trusty Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder from NYX, and the only reason it looks like this isn't because I've used it, but because it crumbles whenever like a little part gets, like, you can see right there, there's a little piece that's about to crumble off, that it's literally like the pieces are just crumbling apart. And I bought a new one because I was afraid that like this one wouldn't be usable much longer. No, it's still fine. It still works great. Can't complain. So like, I'm gonna use it until I don't have anything left, and I haven't opened the new one because I want to make sure that it stays intact. I powdered too early, but normally, like lately, I've been going in with the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light, and then on top of that, I will go in with my new favorite bronzer, which I can't believe I like it this much. The NYX Buttermelt Bronzer in All Butted Up. That is my favorite combination lately. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, even though I didn't use the cream bronzer. I'm just going to use this. Okay, and now for my favorite blush. You'll be surprised. Or maybe not. It's the NYX Buttermelt Blush in My Butter Half. They had a bunch of them. Like, they came out with a bunch of them, but when I went to my local Ulta that my sister works at, they had like, and this is real pop, like you can see that on camera. They didn't have very many shades, and I was drawn to this one. Like, the packaging looks different than what it looks like inside, but I'm honestly not complaining. It's close enough that it's like not a big deal, like not worth complaining about, but I like it. And I think the formula is like insanely good. So I told my sister, I was like, whenever they get the rest of this in, like that I can like, because they had all the tester shades, but like only 1 or 2 colors you could, like 2 or 3, I think you could pick from, like to actually buy. And I was like, whenever these come in, let me know and I will come in and like buy a ton. I recently saw this in my collection and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta use it. Remember the Puma and Maybelline highlighter? It's in the shade Knockout. Look at that shift. I gotta like get the cool lighting in there. Okay. It's not cooperating with me. Well, you can see it's so cool. I gotta use it again. I was obsessed with this when it came out. Like, there's a big dent in it, and I have like not used it in like a year or 2, and I really want to use it because it's so good. I want to do an eyeshadow look, but I think today I might just do a basic look. Like, and for me, basic means I don't do eyeshadow. I just kind of do like a light color just to keep my eyelids from creasing with the concealer and foundation that's on them. And then I just put mascara over the top, and the mascara kind of just like speaks for itself. Because other than putting shoes on, I'm all ready to go for the day, but I have to pick up my mom and my sister in 13 minutes. And today, other than like an inner corner highlight, is the Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in Brûlée. Jessica Braun got me into this a long time ago and said that this was like the best like base color for her that fits her eyelids. And with me being a pasty white girl, most of those recommendations work for me. So I take advantage of it because there's a lot of times where it doesn't work, or I know like there's other people it doesn't work for because you're a different skin tone or your skin is a different like shade, like it's more brown or yellow or whatever than my pasty white skin is. I find that sometimes even when I don't need to do my brows, I like to just have some sort of like color in them. So then that way they're like, because I like to run my concealer sponge and my foundation brush through them to kind of get the shade underneath the eyebrows on the skin underneath it. Someone said that in a video one time and I was like, that's genius. It's what I do. Like, I'm going to keep doing it because now you've validated me. But I got my hair done a couple weeks ago. I want to say it was like 2-3 weeks ago. And she did my brows. So now there's like not much to work with. Because usually they're at the point where like I don't have to do a whole lot of like shaping and touch-ups and like trying to make them work. They just magically already work. Although I personally don't like the shape of my brows, and her waxing them, she'd be like, oh, I love your brows, they look so good, like before waxing, after waxing, all of that. And I'm like, no, I want them to like, not that I want to have no brows so that I can mess with them. It's hard whenever all you can do is like just fill in the gaps and just run a brow mascara over it. Like I know everyone else would love that, but it's hard whenever YouTubers like to like create brows, and I have too many brows to like, can't do that. Yeah, I got a new job. Someone had messaged me. She works in partnership with my last job and then with my new job, creating grants and finding funding and helping bridge gaps for companies, essentially. I think I'm going to use, debating. I think I'm going to use the Maybelline Firework mascara. Just been liking it a lot lately since I got it. And since it's sitting out, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. But, she was like, hey, you looking for a job? And I was like, well, not really, but what's the job? Like, maybe it's, you know, maybe it's the right thing to get me from where I was at that time at my old job. It's just basically case management with parents instead of families with children. That was what I was doing before. And I was like, hey, that sounds really cool. Who do I get in contact with? And she's like, well, can I give them your phone number? And I was like, yeah, sure, like, that's fine with me. So then some woman contacted me on a Saturday, which is incredibly weird, but, you know, that happens. And she's like, hey, when can you come in for an interview? And I was like, whenever you want me to, I'll make it work. So then I went in and met with her and 2 other supervisors. And I basically, like, did it as, like, a personality interview where, like, you just give them yourself, you sell yourself, and hope that that's what they're looking for the position. And I felt real good about it, but I felt really good about a lot of jobs and then never gotten them. So I try not to like get my hopes up too high there. I'm not a girl who normally gets crap on my eyelid, and it is driving me nuts because that is not, it's, oh my gosh. My opinion on this mascara may be changing. Okay, it's now so bad. Oh my gosh, like get off the brush. Calm down. I have a feeling my mascara is going to look like poop today. Oh my gosh, what is going on with these? I'm going to lose my mind of my life. Get out of here. I'm like trying to deal with a crisis. I don't have time for a stupid cap. This like never happens to me. I'm not even kidding. This is never a problem for me. I'm going to switch mascaras because I literally can't right now. I'm going to go in with my Essence. I don't know how these formulas will work together. And it's not even the way they look. I literally just need it to cooperate and separate my lashes. Oh my gosh. All right, I think I salvaged. It looks terrible, but it looks better than it did whenever it first imploded. All right, Maybelline, you just lost like 10 points right there. I'm like so mad. Like you have no idea. And then for setting spray that I've been using lately, it's the MAC Fix Plus. I like never use this. I don't know where I got it, how I got it, whatever, but I never use this. Started using it. My face has never looked so good. There's magic. I'm telling you. I wish I would have jumped on the train like 10 years ago. And then I blot it out because some areas get real wet. But yeah, back to the story. So I felt like the interview went well, but I feel like that a lot and then it doesn't. Like I don't get the job. So I was like not hyping myself up or like not having high expectations. I just pulled it out. It's the L'Oreal, it's Breakfast in Bed. It's the infallible like liquid lipstick or something. I think it's their answer to the Maybelline Superstay matte lipsticks or whatever. But I found it in my collection when I was decluttering. I want to make sure it still smelled good. Because lip and eye products are the two things you do not want to mess with. And I was like, why don't I use this? Like, I know this is a good product. Why don't I use it? So then I was just like, hopefully I get the job, like whatever. And I hadn't told anyone but my boyfriend and I think my best friend. And I think those are the only two people, not even my mom. And my mom knows everything. Or just about everything. I hate to like blot this all off, but but now it's like drying down so nice, so that works. But so then I'm like waiting to hear back, and that was like a Tuesday I had the interview. Friday, I'm like having a good day, really feeling good, like feeling myself, got my oil change, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Dairy Queen, get me and my boyfriend some lunch. So I'm in the drive-thru. I had ordered my meal, was waiting in line for my turn to pick up my food, and I get a call, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you didn't think anything of it. So I answered it, and then she's like, hi, this is so-and-so. We want to offer you the job. About drove into the side of Dairy Queen, let me tell you. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I'd like to take it, but I just want to know more about like pay and benefits and like what that equals up to before I'm like, oh yeah, this is the job I'm going to take, like I'm here. So then I went in and had an interview with HR and they told me the pay. And I was like, you don't have to say any more. I'm here. I'm good. I'm your girl. Like I'm taking it. So I'm working for the state. So it's a state job with state benefits. And it's like a contractual job, but it's state enough to can be considered state. And I'm so excited. I've been there about a month and a half. I think the 14th of this month will make 2 months. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's a lot more challenging, but I have a master's degree, so I feel like I'm prepared for this. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you get notified of whenever I upload this next video is. I hope you guys liked this one. I will try and post more soon. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.